Welcome gamers to episode 3 of this tutorial of the tutorial for the new Dwarf Fortress, Dwarf Fortress Premium. The other Dwarf Fortress, the free version, will be, I guess, called Dwarf Fortress Classic, and this will just become Dwarf Fortress. This is such a massive improvement on the original game in terms of accessibility for players who aren't really used to playing games like Dwarf Fortress. I'm so blown away by what they've actually done. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really excited for what the game does bring. Let's just do a quick recap of what we've actually done so far and where we are. Now, we went through all of the various tutorial elements, and it doesn't, I hope that I explained why we're structuring rooms in different ways, why we're making them bigger than what the tutorial is sort of asking us to do. I think the tutorial, in one sense, if you follow it blindly and you don't know the game, you're likely to make rooms too small or too much on top of each other and end up where you get to the middle of the game and think, oh, this is a real mess, I don't know what to do, and probably impact your enjoyment a little bit. So I hope that by me explaining sort of why you're trying to sort of make bigger rooms for stockpiles, keeping your workshops separate, so on and so forth, will improve your enjoyment of the game. We haven't had any dramas happen yet, but we're sort of getting ready for them. In this episode, what I want to do is actually focus on potential risks that will actually come for our fortress and how we're going to then sort of mitigate those particular risks as well. So what we'll do is we'll just, so we've gone through all of these. I'm not following this as such. I'm just going to, I'm just sort of muddling my way through. By the way, the order I'm doing it, don't follow what I'm doing. Just do what you feel like doing. What I'm looking at is I'm just keeping a bit of an eye every so often on how we're going with our stock levels. The dwarves will eat raw meat and raw fish if they can't be cooked. The seeds, for example, will also then be, like we've got 10 seeds left. That means that we're planting quite effectively. We've had a few different things happen. We've actually struck tetrahedrite, red zircons, which are gems, and hematite as well. So we're getting access to iron, which is quite nice. So we can start to make weaponry at some point. I won't cover that in this little episode. I probably won't cover that at all actually in this whole series because that's sort of more mid-game. I just want to get you guys started if you are a new player. So we'll right-click on that one. Then we've got this one through here, left-click to recenter and expand options. So the woodcutter cancels building a building. I think that was early on. The dwarf suspended the construction of the stoneworkers' workshop. Now, we've already done that one. And then we've got a new left-click to recenter. We've got some migrants have arrived. Now, this will confuse you if you haven't seen that. And they arrived some time ago. I just didn't notice it. If we go and click on it and then click on here, it's not going to show us where the migrants are. It's going to show us where they walked in. They walked in from the south. Okay, so they came into the south. They then wandered up through here to our starting point and through the side. So we've got in fact they're not even here anymore. They're all still they're now integrated into the fortress, and they're sort of just helping and doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things. So the fortress, we've cut down a bit more wood. We need to get security now. At the moment, these are very, very unsecure. If a goblin comes along, it can just wander straight down into our fortress. Probably can't break through that door there, and actually can get into here. But if we keep these unlocked, this is where it's also a bit of a problem. I just want to have one gate essentially that's going to be the gate to the fortress, and that's going to be all we're going to then sort of be dealing with. So let's go and deal with that one right now. Let's just go back up the top where we've got all this wood lying around and establish a fortification in around this opening in through this side. Now we have designated this wagon for disassembly. So remove this building. I'm pretty sure I did that one. Yep. So slated for removal. That will be removed at some point. What we want to do is we want to build a fortification back in through here. Now we've got an opening through this side. There's a downward slope down through this side, and then it goes down deeper again, and then down into here where we've got the trade caravan. Now this is not connected in any sense to our actual fortress itself. So we're going to establish how this is then going to start to work. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to build walls, and we'll then just work with that one. So walls are now much easier than what they were back in the old game, in the classic version. Let's just go and do that one right now. Now, again, we're not interacting with something that's existing when we build a wall. We're actually building something new. So if we're building something new, it's a build menu, it's not a designation menu. So we go to build, place structures, we've got constructions. Now constructions, so most terrain altering constructions can be found here, from walls and floors to bridges, ramps, stairs and more. So we're going to go to constructions, and we are going to need to have like a bridge. We're going to sort of create like a drawbridge at some point, and we'll connect that one up in a little while. We'll just go across to walls to start with though. So we just get our basic walls established. So we need to have a wall that goes, now I'm going to keep on building after this. I'm going to build I'm going to box this area in through here. So let's just go across and build walls here. I'm just going to make this into a wooden rampart essentially. So I'm just going to block that one off through there, but I'm going to create a little opening. Now I can use, I've got 64 andesite. Maybe we will make it out of rock. It'll look nicer if it's a stone fortress. So let's go and use the andesite. Now we've got 6 of those. There used to be a way of pushing these out. I don't know how we can I don't know if there is actually a key to just go and get all of them, but that's now sort of been designated. Now we're just going to keep on building. I'm going to keep a little bit of a walkway around this one. When you've got boulders, don't worry, you can just build straight over the top of them. So we'll just go and do that one as well. And again, andesite. Got 6 more of those. We'll go to this side as well. So we'll just go and build another group in through this area. Actually, I do want to go a little bit deep. No, that's actually okay. That'll be fine there. And so we'll just go across, andesite again. And I'm just trying to keep it all nice and neat. So andesite. Now we're nearly out of andesite. And I'm just going to go down to this area through here. Okay, that's fine. So that's now all been established. So we've got like a bit of an opening in through this other area. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to have like an opening so we can actually walk through. So I'm going to delete this area through here. If I go into here and go cancel construction, I can get rid of the wall that way. So we'll just go and open that bit of the wall up. And then we want to have a drawbridge that sort of closes out on this side out through here. And the drawbridge will then be how the trade caravans get inside. So now goblins can crawl over walls, so we have to deal with that as well. So we've got a little bit to contend with in through here, and we can sort of work certain things through at this point in time, and then sort of build other things as we go. But let's just go across and just go back to our build menu again. Just go to constructions, and we then go to bridges. And so bridges can be used to span over spaces or placed above water or magma. Bridges can be connected to levers and raised to block access. So we want to create like a drawbridge in through this side. So we'll just go across the drawbridge. This is the best way. Nothing can break through a drawbridge. And so it's a bit complicated. What we want it to do is we want it to raise, set the draw rectangle below and select the corners of the bridge. So we're going to go across and have the corners established in through there. I'm not going to keep on building this one, but we want it to sort of raise from here and then fall out this way. So we want it to raise this way. We can also make it a retracting bridge if we wanted to. So this one, we want the bridge to raise up from there down into there. So we'll just go and create like a 3x3. 1, 2, 3. Just go and create that drawbridge in through that side. And so we're going to make this one out of, let's make this one out of some sort of wood. So we'll just make this out of date palm logs. That way it's going to look a little bit different. That'll look good. And we can then put a door back in here as well. So we'll just go across. I don't know if we can do that yet until it's actually been established. Can we do that? Needs an adjacent wall. And we need the wall actually established first. At least, it's giving us information as to why certain things aren't working. So read those little tips. Okay, let's just unpause. So this will then get our security halfway to where we need it to be. And we will actually then be blocking, at least there'll be another door here that will then sort of stop things from happening. We'll just wait until everyone starts to bring up the rocks. So they'll just keep on building away. Let's have a quick look and see how our digger is going. There she goes. She's going to sleep finally. So this has now all been established. You can see that we've now got this one that's now been built. Let's just go back into this stockpile and colour that one in as well. So we'll just go and get that one established. So this is all the food that's coming in. Now we've got this established, so let's go and start to build some easy meals. We only need easy meals for our initial dwarfs, so we'll just go and add heaps of these tasks. In fact, what I could do is I'll just get heaps of these in through here right now. We should have some barrels built by now. Let's just get these done. So we'll end up putting work orders in fairly soon, and back in through here as well. If you go and add new task, I still don't have any empty storage items. Now that must mean that we're not actually building at this point in time. What are we building in through here? You make wooden barrels in through this side. We do have one barrel there. That should be okay for the still. Yeah, we don't have empty. Is that an empty barrel? Yeah, there's a barrel there. That should be enough for us to start to sort of extract the drink. We'll let it go anyway at this point in time and just to see how things go. Let's just see how we're going up the top here. No seed has been placed in here yet. I have removed all food from here, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Okay, so they'll get there eventually. I've now got too many orders for the actual dwarves, so the dwarves are doing too much. They can't keep up with me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and we've now established this area for the leader. We've got, and let's work on that one now. So we're going to go and build a bit of a bedroom for the expedition leader as well as an office. So we'll just go across, just right click on that one through there. We'll go to our build menu and we're going to be placing furniture. So I'm going to be placing a bed in here. So I'll just go and do that. We've got a few different beds. So we'll just go and grab one of those and I can then go across and go to, actually, by the way, sorry, what I should do here is I'm just going to cancel that construction. We want to get as good a quality as we can for the nobles. So if there's a choice of beds that are better than what we've actually seen, it's worth having a bit of a look. So if we go across to the furniture and through this side, go to beds, and then you'll see if we go and click on there for the beds, there's a drop down in through this side, and we can sort of see if there's any sort of special things. Like this one here has got, this one's a bit more exceptional than the others. This one here, macadamia. This one here is also good. So these, if you've got the little asterisks or the pluses, go with the asterisks around it beforehand. So this macadamia wooden bed is very good quality. So we're going to go and grab that one. That improves the happiness and quality of the noble, and so that's important to sort of manage that a little bit. Actually, we've already done that one. What we'll now do is we'll create an office in through here. Now we did start to build some other chairs and things. Now they want other things in their room other than the bed, but let's just get started with the simple things. So we'll go and get the furniture. We'll get a table. So we do actually have, we won't keep on building these. We'll just go and place a table in through here. We've got a couple of tables. Again, we're looking for good quality tables if we have them. No, we don't have them. It doesn't really matter. I mean, what they're built out of will actually have an impact, but in this instance, they should be about the same sort of degree of quality. Like if we had an expensive, like a golden or a silver made table or something like that, that would definitely make the actual leader happier. But for your initial leader, it's not critical. But as you get up higher and higher levels of nobility in your fortress, it will have a bearing. Let's go across and build ourselves more furniture, and we'll just go and get a chair. So even though we've got thrones that we've been building, again, this will be what we want. We'll just go and place the throne in the middle there, the andesite throne. We've got two of those. This one here with the minus doesn't mean it's poor quality. It still is actually better quality than this one through here. We'll just go and grab that one. And so we're now going to have those established. Let's go and also place doors in through here as well, just to actually finish off those rooms. So we'll now just go across and go to doors and hatches, and again, if there's a good quality one, then there we go that one, and we'll do. Actually, I should have kept it building the same one. Doors and hatches, doors, and do we have anything good in here? Not really. I should have used the other one. I'll use this one here. So that way we're now going to be establishing the absolute bare bones for the actual for what the expedition leader will then have in his or her room. I'm not sure who the expedition leader actually is, to be honest. I haven't had a look. Anyway, that's all coming. Now it's still summer. In autumn we're going to get the trade caravan. So things are sort of progressing quite nicely. This one's now producing food. Actually, I might just go back into this location. So you can see that we've got like plum helmets. He's making plum helmet biscuits out of this particular food. So he's just preparing easy meals, which is great. And then we should end up having some of the spawn around the place as well. I'm hoping that'll be important. Actually, we should have found some. Yeah, should be okay. I think. A bit worried that we're not seeing that there. Here we go, brew drink from plants. This will be the way that we then end up getting some. We're just going to add new tasks. Actually, I'll just put this one on full, like just go for it, go to town on that one there. So we're just going to keep on doing this one over and over and over again. So brewing drinks, this will actually then create the plum helmet spawn as part of the brewing process, which we can then go back and plant. So we've got that one there. We will be wanting to get more areas back in through here as well at some point, but we also want to get this established. So let's go and unlock this one. So we just go back into our build menu, come back across, and we're now going to change the blueprint across to a standard selection. So we're going to now unlock that one there. I might as well unlock this one as well. We've got a bit more to do as well in the fortress, and we might start in this area as well at some point. So we'll just go back across and open up this area as well. Yeah, we've got a few. We're going to need a fair few of these bedrooms. Let's just get that bunch of them there. So we're just opening up parts of the fortress as we go. Now that should open up all of this as well for mining. That'll be fine where we are. All right, so let's just continue on now in the rest of the fortress. So if we come back up the top, we should start to see that they're now starting to build this rock wall around the fortress. This bridge is being built as well. So they've actually already built this. We're going to have to then put in some levers for raising the bridge, which I'll show you how to do that in just in a little while, but we won't worry about that one just yet. This will be a little bit insecure. Now that we've got the two walls in through there, and in fact they've now finished off this whole area, so we've still got an insecurity. If I come back up, this is the top of the actual wall itself, and so if any of the goblins come, they can just climb over the wall. It's not a very tall wall, and so we need to block it off so we've actually got it under cover the whole way. And so on this level we have to build up to that level. Let's just go back across. First of all, we'll just go back into the build area and just go back into our doors, grab a door in through there. So we'll just get doesn't matter which sort of door we actually have in there now, and so we've now got this established. You can see that grass is now growing on the exposed areas, but when it doesn't have direct sunlight, it doesn't actually grow the grass anymore. But when we expose the caverns, it will then start to grow. So we may want to actually cover this at some point as well, just to sort of make it nice and neat, make it into like a gravel road, which we can do. I won't do it here, but you can actually do that one. Now, also this door, actually I might just cancel that construction to start with. Let's put some flooring down first. You can't put flooring down after you've already built something on top. So we'll just get some floors established with just out of wood. So we'll just go across, again, just for neatness sake. It's not critical, but I will actually go and put wooden doors down through there. We've got pomegranate, we've got date palm woods there. We'll just go and get all of those established, and we'll just go and do it all the way around in here as well. This way we're going to have like a nice wooden floor into the fortress. Again, it's this sort of aesthetics that I quite like about the game. Actually, that one again, I should have just kept it going. Constructions, floors. It is. I wish it had like a remember the last thing you did type thing as a keyboard shortcut. There may be. I just haven't come across that yet. So that's going to be that area. Actually, I might as well do this bit of the flooring as well. Like if we come back into constructions, and then if we go to dirt road or paved road, if we go to paved road, I can then start to actually pave this road in through here. I don't know if I can. Yeah, can only do it through there. I will keep on building afterwards. So let's just go across into here, and we're going to just do this one out of. We might as well use andesite there again as well. So we'll pave this road as well. Oh, hang on, we can only do it there. I need to get rid of this because that ramp is going to sort of interfere with the progress of the trade caravan. So I'll throw that one in there. I won't keep on building. Actually, we'll keep on building this one. So that one's okay, and we'll just do this one out of andesite, and then this one in through here as well. Just pave all these. That way plants won't grow in the and block the fortress. This is actually quite important. So we'll get that one done. Okay, so that's now going to be a paved road all the way through. These are problems or potential problems, so we want to just get rid of those, just so that we don't actually have ramps coming off that side. And so to do that, what we do is we just go back across into the we're now interacting with the environment, like we're actually going to be changing the environment, so it's a designation. We're going to go into mining. Now we've got a few different things. We've got the stairs, we've got the building an up ramp. So this is actually quite a useful tool, which we haven't used at all yet, but it is something quite useful if you're wanting to build up into another area of the fortress. Dig a channel that digs down, or this one here, designate constructed walls, floors, and other constructed tiles to be removed by miners. Also designates all stairwells and ramps. So this is actually how we get rid of ramps, plus also construction. So we're just going to go and designate those to be removed. We'll just go and designate that one and this one over here as well. I'll just double check to make sure that we don't, yeah, that's actually all okay. That should be fine down through that side there. We definitely need to have the ramp leading down, which is not a problem. So that actually still works. And then this one goes down further as well. So that should all be fine once we sort of just get rid of these two. So and then we can sort of pave that one as well. So it's fairly convoluted, but it's still fun the way it sort of does work. Now we need to put the roof on the top, and to do the roof on the top, we need to essentially get onto the roof. Now we don't want to have another stairwell going down because that's just going to be another point of entry. So we don't want to do that. We want to block this thing off completely. And so to do that, we're going to have the stair go up from the outside, and we're going to sort of tackle it from the outside. So to do that, when we're now dealing with the we're no longer building into the environment. We're building up into open space, and so that's the build menu, not the designation menu. So even though we were cutting stairs in with this one over here, just get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. Even though we were using that one to cut the stairs in, we no longer want to be doing that one. We want to be building stairs, because we can't. If I go and try to think, okay, I'm going to build a stair from here and come on up into that area and sort of go, okay, I'm going to stop there. Nothing happens because there's nothing for it to interact with. It's a designation. If we come across the build menu and go to constructions, I can then just build a temporary stair. So I can just go across to stairs through this side. So this is actually, and I won't keep on building this one after its placement. So we'll just come and build a stair from here, for example. So we'll just go across, we'll click on that one through there and just go up one level, because that's as far as we need to go. And so that's now going to just build them, and I just build these out of logs. Like, it's faster to build out of logs. And so we've now got an up stair and a down stair. And so they'll then just go and build those. We'll just let all these stuff get constructed. And so our miner should be still mining away downstairs. There's still a lot of work for the miner to do. Yep, so she's now just going through constructing all of this stuff. We're now distilling plants. We should start to find, we've got plump helmets. There should be this, yeah, there's all the spawn. So we want to get the spawn so we can plant this. So that's actually good. We're sort of now getting the dwarven wine from that one. And we're going to get lots and lots of these spawns to then go and place into the area above the fortress. So the fortress is now starting to sort of take shape. Once we get the top secure, it's going to really help a lot. Let's just go and see. There we go. We've now got the stair built, and then the upstairs has now been built up through here as well. So we now actually have this area. This has now all been nicely done. This has not been constructed yet because we're still waiting on the miner to come back down and work on those. But that should sort of start to work out fairly nicely for us. I'm hoping that the caravan can get down this way. You can see that we've got like still some other areas back and through this side. I think if I build floors, I'm not sure if that will actually sort of then work. Don't worry. I mean, I can just leave it like this. It looks a bit messy. Let's go up to here and start to now build the flooring on this particular layer. So we'll just go across to the build menu again. We're trying to put a roof on. Now there are no roofs in Dwarf Fortress. So what we do is we go to this top layer. A roof would be built from the middle layer. I've been speaking about the 3 different layers that you have. If you could build a roof, you'd do it from the middle layer and build up. In our case, we have to go to the layer above and build down. So to build a roof, we have to go to the next layer up and build a floor. So this is how we do it. just go back basically to the flooring through this side. I don't need to go across these other areas. I will just keep this one going as well. So we'll just keep that one there, and we'll make this one out of logs as well. We've still got more date palm logs, so we've got 12 of these required. So they're now done, and we'll get one more in there, date palm logs, and then another group of them in through here as well. We've got 2 that aren't going to quite make it. So we're out of date palm logs. Let's just go and use some Rubiton in this instance. So we've just got a couple that didn't quite make it in through there. And so now what they'll do is the dwarves will now just go across, grab the wood and bring it upstairs. We might actually go and chop down some more trees now that we're sort of doing this as well. We're running out of wood. Now the elves hate us doing this, but this is got to be done. There we go. So they'll eventually come up to this area and start to work on these. If you're unsure as to thinking, oh, why aren't they doing anything? Just click on it and just sort of see. It's just waiting for construction. That's fine. That's not a problem. Sometimes they will miss. There we go. So they're now walking around, putting the wooden floors down, which is good. So we'll get these all established. We've now got this area as well. Let's put the door in there. Again, more security. That's what we're actually looking for in through this side. So just go to door, place it there. Date palm door will be fine. And so that gets our security up, sort of heading in the right direction. So we're now sort of heading sort of where we need to be. Now, let's have a look down in the bottom of the fortress. So we've now got other areas that where we can sort of now protect our fortress to a degree through here by locking this door. We will eventually be able to raise this drawbridge. So we've set this one up as a drawbridge. And back up through here, we're nearly sort of done with the roof. Now, it won't matter once we secure this in if we leave this where this is, but we can get rid of it. So I will do that. So we've got the, we'll get rid of these sort of staircases. I'll show you that once this is all done. I'll just pause this. All right, last one done there. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get rid of this. Now, we don't want any dwarves left over on the roof, so like sometimes they will get stuck in different areas and you have to come and rescue them. But in this case, let's just go across. And we want to get rid of this one first. I can get rid of both, but if they get rid of this bottom one, this one will just hang off the side of the rock wall. And so we want to get rid of this one first. It's a bit annoying that it doesn't think about the pathing of the paths of how you have to get there. It's similarly like when you're constructing things, you don't want to be having the last thing a corner where it can't get access to it. So you've sort of got to think ahead a little bit when you are constructing things. When you're outside, building the corners is not a problem, but when you're inside, you start with one wall and then build another wall and then build the like the intervening walls if you've got no access to the actual corner blocks. You want to get those corners established first. They can't build across the diagonal, or they used not to anyway. I don't know if they can in this version. I just sort of err on the side of not doing it. Now, what we want to do through here is we want to remove this piece of building. So we want to interact with now something that's existing, which means that it's no longer a building menu thing. We're not building something. We're not adding to nothing. We're actually taking away from something. So that becomes a designation. I hope I'm explaining designations and buildings correctly, just so that in your mind you can think, okay, something exists, I now need to deal with something that exists, so I do a designation. The designations are all in through here. Now we do actually have remove mining, wood cutting, plant gathering, and smoothing orders. This is for removing instructions that we've given for something to do. But this in here, if we set the digging orders and through this side, we have this one over here, which sort of is a bit hard to find. I did actually struggle finding this one in the menu when I was experimenting with the game just yesterday. And so it's designate, constructed, designate. Again, designation menu, constructed walls, floors, and other constructed tiles to be removed by miners. This also designates other, like stairwells and ramps. So this is how we remove things. So we just go across, we go and click on that one, and I'm going to start with this one in through here. Just click it twice, and then that's been designated. Now it doesn't show you that it's been designated for removal, but if I go and click on that one, actually you can't even see it there. But it is designated. So yeah, there it goes. Now when I unpause, it's now been designated for removal. So we'll wait and see what actually happens with that one. Someone should come up there fairly soon, I'm hoping. Yeah, that's a downward stair still. go. Anyone going to come and do it? Come on, guys. Get into it. Get into it. They're not actually doing it. They will eventually get there. I'm hoping. Look, let's just leave it there for now, but we have to wait for that one to be gone first, and then we do the bottom one after that's actually been pulled apart. Looks like there's still, yeah, so this has now been pulled apart, so we've now got this area done. So we've got a tiny little fortress on the outside, with at least it's secure. Yeah, we're still not actually getting that one there at all, unfortunately. So let's now go and work on the drawbridge. Actually, are we ready for that one? Now, we've done this one in through here, so we can go and get the rest of this particular area. So we're just going to go across to our build, because we're going to add to the floor that's already there. So constructions, flooring, oops, not flooring. Constructions, constructions back in through here, and then paved road. So we'll go and get those. Doesn't want to play. We'll just go that way. Get handle site. That again. And handle site there. Alright, so that will now be constructed. The grass that's on here, we can't do much about that. So we'll just leave that one where that is. And we'll go back down and have a look and see how everything's going now inside the fortress. So they're now getting this area done. This is going to be our meeting hall. Now we've destroyed the meeting hall outside. You can sort of see, what have we got here? Left click to recenter and expand options. So the planter cancels brewing drinks from plants because it needs empty food storage. So we've actually now run out of food storage again. I'll leave that where that is. That'll be okay. Let's just forget about that one. Just remove that particular message. And we're finding more gems and things like this for the first time. Let's establish this as our actual meeting hall for everyone to sort of come and congregate. Now, eventually, this is also where they're going to be eating. So we're going to talk about zones at this point in time. Now, I've gone half an hour. God, do I make it even one more episode? We are now at the stage of another phase of the game. So maybe I make this into I was going to do this in one episode, but it's I'm finding too many things. We've now covered our basic food. We've covered our if we just have a bit of a look up through here, we've covered what we're doing up through here with the planting. You can see that there actually, it's a bit hard to sort of see that, but there is actually some things that are planted. So this is these are just farm plots that will eventually sort of grow plump helmets and so on and so forth. It's now midsummer in the actual season itself, so that should still be growing. Not sure when it will grow. I would have thought it would have actually grown before now, but anyway, that's still coming. These guys have sort of now run out of things to do. We've been getting lots and lots of rock crafts, so I'll just keep them sort of working away on those. We've got these areas as well, which I now want to also talk about. I might actually do that in the next episode as well. Yeah, I'll do that in the next episode, and we'll talk about how to sort of then work with levers and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll leave it actually here. So we're still sort of just muddling our way through, but we're getting everything established. Everything's sort of coming along quite nicely with our actual fortress itself. How are we going downstairs? Started to sort of build this area as well, which is good. So the bedrooms can be started to be established, but we'll deal with all of this in the next one, because the next one is going to be dealing a lot with what goes on in here as to how we then establish zones. So I'll talk about zones all in one episode, and also nobility and the whole lot, everything else that we're sort of then dealing with. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in that episode if you're around.